Me, sometimes when I look at the woman, no matter fallout, I said that Lumba or any fallout, what you say still now, okay, that Lumba same. If any external influence be any shema Akosua, I didn't mean this a mamma now per se. And to my goofy is what Montier per se. Me, I suspect influence against her role. But Yenny Abwa and the person be Jamie Abwa, a beja more. At this point, material moment, okay, when you're mad, that is how I feel. Sometimes social woman now, any idea, even in Nyoma, because if say yes, that Lumba at the Nyoma when I am Akosua Serwaa, now one cash because of a public figure, about so for Otia Manaswa, pain no mabeka, pain no make.
Ye no. Why was some yek? Now why couldn't you babidino? Ayeni pana yakeke kan semboni dia fa no ho yawo ayedi gu nani masi ne yawo he say nsem na ye ka no baby ye say Lumba akodu no o say nuo he's not here to answer to those things.
I'm for we ntwemo Germany omodi kuna
that's mo mi bisa wa ha o anano no me kan sem bi na me ka say meme mobo. Now you would have somebody who have a paper all in the name of being Yenny
said weekends, the TV stations, the radio stations are all showbiz and qua and Akosua. You kind the party media, UTV for the others. Way I factor TV, factor showbiz. So now we see Yenny said Lumba, and you don't me a new court case once and some day. Obia Potencia, a adventure and watch. The only be found on a Sunday. I can edit a train and I just say Mr. Bones, Echo United Showbiz and Factor showbiz so not just and somehow monsters so actually move on no and the UTV for put the any day. And you more near go people Factor TV near TV Emra.
As a billboard, yeah, share your date. Yeah, I will a take a corner so craft. I am there, I will send a shit answer again the shit to the big. I confused.
Who say and some share see a boy by any who share the accounts lordship. Jina so edi bua asem no a na nsema na gugu abonten na bi say obekaya on the 1st of November na Akosua Serwaa ede letter hwe koma court no after say court ni bua ye say abusia na the remains and no omodi anti omo na ewo ho kwan so omo ye that was the first judgment they can buy and then my abusia no enya the pass so betimi ato akoso aye no hihye and emu ho no omo twe de ba say the court no kan omo hwe de ye free say that Lumba ye Germany ni onye Ghanaian and what German mbramu no na 0.4 of that letter on the command court no of which it is out there on omoka say the custody of the remains of that Lumba no exclusive to ono oba no ene ne ma
if they are to go by the German
if
law.
They are to go by the German law so ye revisit asem if you say Germany mbramu no enkyere say abusuafo ene wo kwan application with the court. Na men ko famra na men read this point because ya na o kan say na wan fa ntato a enkofo beka say akwai obonchi na dia kan say but enye bosire mu kan asem bia ye kan bia no evidence ho mama o date no say na ye 1st of November.
Okay.
Now yenko letter to the honorable court. Na to her leadership Justice Dorinda Smith Atta, Kumasi High Court, Kumasi Ashanti Region, Ghana, through Mr. William Kusi Esquire, counsel for the applicant on behalf of Mrs. Akosua Serwaa Fosu, lawful widow and German citizen. And who called the point 1 na a citizenship of the deceased. Point 2, na a confirmation of renunciation and German citizenship because they were just trying to prove say that the Lumba renounce the citizenship. Now, point 4, now I refer to say application or say applicable German law on custody of remains. Under the German civil law, particularly the principles of posthumous personal rights and next of kin authority, the right to custody, burial decisions, and funeral arrangements of a deceased person belong exclusively to the legal spouse and surviving children, not to the extended family members. So this was to tell the court to say, "Sa judgment now, mama yeno, monsanjuni who be officer, Daddy Lumba, onye Ghana ni, oye Germany ni, and now Akosua say, wa men so menye Ghana ni, be a Germany ni." Now the judge, actually, or can once them on the domicile, not or the negative assembly. He said, "When him say, among focus and assembly we were one, so all the accounts,
the lawyer, the judge,
or making sure so better touch on." Now, say, "What should the echo, ne the na ebana, ma make can say me and say, if the court is to uphold all these things and information if free left, right, center, ebano, na say yam padia, then that Lumba doesn't even deserve state burial. Because onye Ghana ni. But in your posters, am I no much state burial?
Really? Yeah. Tradition, Ben.
And he said, "What catch? They say onye Ghana ni. Why do you want to spend taxpayers' money?
Of course,
in burying somebody who is not a Ghanaian?" And based on information, so I'm to talk to our team. I can say the last time I was here, I make us a number for us. I'm too personal, my emotional, because they were denigrating the brand Daddy Lumba.
Yes.
And don't share information about Bonting to the extent some can say that Lumba Akosua or no 14 years.
That's what I'm
doing. What kind of image? And I'm painting about the brand Daddy Lumba. And what kind of information were you sending out there? My reference say, "Dear R. Kelly, and Demunne, Alea."
Yeah.
How old was Alea when Oshiano? And he said, "I would just a posia."
It's the same thing.
And you got that Lumba or some got them. And some of my can't find a home. The actual man say, "I'm pa." And on the night. Yeah, sure, but to say PDD. What was the thing about him? When you take these two characters, and Osha and Sama ya can't for that Lumba, Senke Yampa, and yet that Lumba, or say Akosua Bempoma, Akosua Serwaa, and your woman name the relationship between Odo Bronini that Lumba in Ankia Chiomodio Mujina court. He said they condone. Say, Yedi Fale, akodo what 14 years. Now, Makata Suamu aso, Cele, and I'm back actually. He said, more say, although Bronino, and the winning public sympathy, all in the name say, Yakoda Bonnie, and a Lumba and a Kofano, and a then, all these things were said. So, when him say, Jay Nano. Why was a make? Now, why couldn't you have been? A yenipana, Yakika can send Bonnie Javano Yao. Ah, you did good animals in the Yao. He said, "Some na ye cano, baby, yes, say Lumba could do no or say no. He's not here to answer to those things."
I'm in trouble. Germany, Omudikuna.
That's a way, maybe how. And none of them can send me them because a member. Now you would have somebody who have a paper, all in the name of being oyere. But the responsibilities, I am not obey or bow our they will neglect it. They will neglect it. I love the fact that my brother abroad would always say, "Majawari." Okay. Because he's a responsible father, though. But he's not a responsible husband. Until legally, you could be married. But a dear man who say, "Oh yeah, or bow for Bema for are you doing it?" Now, I'm a share. The SCC yen nano. And the Akosua nano. Mekaye. Look. Say, Bibi Boba uhunu. The fair judgment by I'm a reference here, see a boo say, a Busiana remains in your media. Sa asem ne bae no, say no musije no. Oma anya ntumda. They wrote again. Secondly, na asem wo court wa kopem say, Akosua bempoma akɔka otumfo ntam kɛse. Ma asem ne kopie menhia. Ane yeyi fekuo. Dadeɛ so aba hene. Ene saa ma hene. Eda no say. Eba bi asem na si no, pa akoso. Mumu fekuo. Enti monhwɛ na monka asem ti ase de asem na kɔ district court. Ewa hemfie. Na dadeɛ so aba hene ko hye om. O hye om no, there were some fallouts eba ya ye nyina ye privilege to. That report that day, Opimswo Radio, the official mouthpiece of Menshia, and the Menshia Palace page on Facebook, and they reported the fallouts of meeting a course between the dear Swabahin and near Busianina. Sa one and the yete say, yes, Busiavon Guacoto about once, Sazin 19, no, 17 say, Akosua Serwaa no munim no nyekuna. Okay, so it means that something went on. Now, fallouts e bae no, ama, yenwuramu. Na fe yehwe se fallouts e bae no. Later, dia na sanso si bio. Never come mention ho. Yete se niema be 7 eno mu bobo ho. Emu baako ye gitu mu say okay, Akosua bempoma se opeso hu de eku ni nua no. Ofete nanom gitu mu, pene so say yenko hwehwem. Have we been silent on that thing till now? And now I say it's still pending. And I hear you. Sadie no. And then you be someone asking you. Because one, people wanted to make it look like say Odoboni has a hand in the death of Daddy Lumba. Because somebody purportedly reported that Okojina of Frey, that person also has a link with Akosua bempoma Kachenzo Okojina Untino. It is deemed say then Odobroni has a hand. Until we want to make that allegation say we need to investigate. Now, if you have no to the best of our knowledge, you know Mungwaneto. Calvin, say Lumba Banono. Or until you be. They live with them. Now, Sabia now would demand the yentia. O can't tam Cassiano. How far with it? Can we ask those questions? How far? Ama, you see, Anna or him
no Christ, I'll go back to Germany. Never can with it. And now I'm a court in Tinenko for so or Christ or Beko. And
now Henry no sounds so catchy. I must say, date in your movie from 6 to 13th. It was part of the things that were discussed. Into Wajiatun, Nanamo Apple is a young quiet autopsy, and I don't see a young quiet. Ya grantiamo. Which means that all of us, all the factions were represented at that meeting. After see a cancer 13th, you know, Busiana ne Muamukasam Koto Abani Adade, no can't say it was there or say for who becomes the widow. And now say the performing widowhood rights is there. It is left in the hand of the court. See, these are the fallouts of the meeting. Yes. Now, what are we hearing? They are saying that they opposed that date, which is the 13th. Per information that's circulating around in Papa she didn't be. What am I saying? So now, Adena Yekoshia Kobopobia Mosi Yankam. Funeral committee, no, Mosi, we were not represented. Every decision, Yankam. Fekwe Yekoshia is Namonkan. Now, why must I be afraid? So now, yesterday I said something on one of the media house, and I said that meaning say judgment in the bar. Judgment in the bar. Because that has been the position. Okay. And what are we dragging? Who are we dragging? Who are we dragging into the mud? Is the brand that we are fighting over now. Nana meet here that the Lumba Numbi. And him said, no, in the last record, or boy, Numbi. Them are boss. I bet me I'm not the sound not to know me. And Kaombo. A bosom. Nanka men fancy mass and no ye. And then my brought I wanted that.
Okay.
I say, oh, do ye way. One hour simple. Oh, yeah, Jimmy, a boss, why, and yeah. Oh, I meant to say,
Well, that's him.
I bet you shall know Jama boss or Daddy Lumba. You see, Nini Nana say, me, I have never been against legal wife. No. But in as much as we have these papers in our hands, as people, as a husband, as a wife, you should be responsible.
Exactly.
There are needs of every other person who has agreed to be in a partnership with you. Say your collaboration and a short term. I don't know. But when it becomes a partner, a long term backed by legalities. And look, how I know we see managing information out there. Your domino and a shamino, or the abortion and a shami. Or don't talk, had ya sunje. Sisi Moderno, Isia. I just say, and now we take him because come year 7, and another come year 7. Me, yes, Sisi Mude. Edith Mude. My had ya sunje wa ha. And you know that also. And you daddy Lumba no. Only in junior, I heard no bomano. Onu nya or the trenum. Only amponya or the train or say so we should understand that the sonic experience of how Daddy Lumba chronicled his life is in his songs and everything. There are some of the songs that now we want to reference. It was made 33 years ago. That time, maybe I assume as you can buy, assume as you buy, and so Bobo be at the shame. I am not in any way saying, say, Akosua Serwaa and Daddy Lumba. Said the acknowledge Akosua Serwaa bro with Daddy Lumba. Let's also not forget. So, Dobro needs to have Daddy Lumba. It's a 17 years of Daddy Lumba's low moments. Because that time not a hyper. We both shows in Gina said that Lumba both show. National theater events or bobo in or no dinner stage to me who met his idea. He said, na who then swat. And at a point, that Lumba was actually in wheelchair. That time, one and a piano. No. He said, you saw ya Fernampo. And Obasum Daddy Lumba. Was soon the year that Lumba was whole quine. So the idea somebody can. Sabe, send Bibia uncle, so send me uncle, ye nin comobia. Now we are Akosua Bempuma we are where? A four dog when you would that. He said, who now yet the closest person and now we know the casa. I wouldn't him say to be this year, you. So be this year put that ball as well. But we are finding out on the moon so abra. One can't say, Papa, find the Sabio, a dear idea. So there was, I am saying this, there was information, a course in tea, or be this year. Sabi. Say ye can akike kabia say no buy no on any better first time. Say first time you mistake her. Second time you mistake. Until they taught to us on way. There is the possibility of the family conferring on something that say, okay, say NSNT modishia no, yen jana sa that Lumba be wanaka. It is in any way, send that Lumba ni wa obey no nema. And he said, no, see on your motieno videos, PPM, who dear dance here say that Lumba was happy with the kids on it, or way. So let's not throw everything to the gutters and make it look like, say, we want to say things. Ah, you'll be good at Lumba anymore. If you say, no more obey. At a point, I was just trying to understand, say, Sanse Mino can you demonize the persona of Daddy Lumba, no? Oh, yeah. Why couldn't I that Lumba na? Nipa na wakika na ho nsem pii se agunu ho fini nyina obesa betena ase aba blum onum ho sikasa ubesu na so bede. So after this court decision, this is a Solomonic judgment. Solomon ya de mmofra mienu baako awu baako te ase bre. Se solo ken wona aso ni nyansa na ba eden. O se okay. Na mi ntwa akola na o te ase ni mu na yemfa ne ma maamefo no. Baako se yenku no. Baako se o David enya hwe mu nya ne ma no. No nyine eyi na bitumi asoma ni. Ba na Solomon kunu se David. Yo ka se yenya no. Ono sa yemfa akoda no ene dia fi so wa yem hye de masa akoda. Said Daddy Lumba tiasien. Se nanka mutumi koba te said ye nemonya adaje kokotu. Ena na mo bo anan de kodi fie ho no mo a. Na munya ne ho adaje ne yade da ho mu na mani bremu. Ebra Daddy Lumba akoni lowest moments in life. Look at what he has been through. Yen ka huntia. Ena sebe ekwana nka odan a o se ekwana tre. Ba Lumba omo mo bani nim se papa do abre. He has been through a lot. This time, Jane, and a year said that Lumba be a wola, me meka, na meka Zudia, me say that Lumba on the world. Videos are not here, and I never once that Lumba better than saying everything in the world. Me say, or better than say, because he knows the kind of people that surrounds him. And that Lumba no best reaction now on power ni mashe. So, said that Lumba well, pa. Obi ono ye, it took lawyers to announce it. Nibibia, it took lawyers to come in and all that. I know very well. We are not in any way saying that well, no, but I know say as things are unfolding, so many things will come up. But let's protect the estate of Daddy Lumba. He said, "Ne record say wa bonten. Si e bo ho ban ye, ni ehwe ni ye a. Obe say Michael Jackson die bia. Ne Michael ni ho. But so many things are happening. He's the highest paid artist. So let's protect the brand Daddy Lumba so that we can all, the kids of Daddy Lumba will grow up and no more me somebody that's why they are moving. He said, papa, sebi, obobra.
Let us say Mr. Bones dear and Yakwakuti of Fache TV, a honomono. Portfolio so Eddie Ababa Tuja. I want to drop your one and Kasankasa. No, no, sama o kan ye ne de me nchechim ya ya fi ani asu ani achi.
We are living in an era perception etimi be reality. Say ade we orange I share we. But yes start say if we blue. Ye betimi afre we blue and chema blue na obi hu we ya obeka say blue. And the phone for a man when living a life trying to protect information around him. Echne dijabre. Among for back bekan the Daddy Lumba there wa ba bekan do be there no da. So it explains why a sako there say Daddy Lumba nti. It was a man for Basako dear, my friend now on fa. Why say, but and I said me pay more be one more. But throughout Sako dear's career, who say wa ba out about complain, he say obi me say. Doesn't mean so be any bibia. But also take a lesson for Daddy Lumba. So it explains the kind of man it is. Hey, what you say, on your honor, I and that Marcus say one. I will always respect Akosua Serwaa position. But say a Lumba fa. Enti say Akosua ne that Lumba ware for the infant say 2004, right? According to the ordinance.
Yes, ordinance
2004 cra. Period no mo ware no. Say nyame nam Akosua Serwaa so cra de la Lumba gina bebia. Enti that Lumba nya bibia. Pin. Because a man, you say, someone I or my pink cat and your man had the was or chinebi. I see pink crown. And she said that Lumba and a camera senior to say, on no son can your ma Akosua Serwaa and can send be a car for that Lumba honky benu and one. Bema air show bar. A normal, it is a Sabema show bar. It is a government, what Westy Road. Government, Westy Schools, now their campaign. Traditional roles of the government. It is a bema eye bibima oba. Eye normal anti udi dwa onum kra boys ah na why we am oba o be kind. but society na kwa say so ba kra to yogurt ma be ma e so go trumpet because intense
your body to throw
enti yamana e say nti afunu adifo na said that Lumba nye bibia mama Akosua se wampo ni eboni di bone se odie that Lumba bibia o ye kra no ma Akosua se wa kra na etonsu ma nonom ya ade a mebu that Lumba wo ho ni se ekuna ye ode akokota ni cancel person odi that Lumba se bi onye jimi for dem ka se mana watimi abone bra watoto ni nema obi ya eno asay na chi ni ade se bi ebi ma ofie nti wo hu si de sitie na said in some mind na obo said bofo na eka bibi che no say yia oba be wana yia na Yakopon de amano no said de na share no odadwen ho say ansa na mewu no se me ni oba we ontawanta wakra na Ghana for afan because remember said that the Lumba be sign mama Akosua say wati on the sister birthday na mi gidi said kati legal wife for nyanko moda so ma Akosua Serwaa ye obebra na omo time ma Akosua Serwaa because of the possession of poison but I didn't know so whole fan base to say shatter woman na be nation because obi be don because finally enyo no na ye and no kwa said that Lumba anya hwe ma Akosua Serwaa kwa sa etire na o sign. This is the best thing anyone can do for Obia Mose on any tea. Sebi manu sisimina so. Senkempo etisakra na nyansemuno. Omu se anya hwekra no owonkaye wae bibia mamindi. Sebi minyi se si na esimpo ni kra na osan ni tia na ede. Na echire manfo mani brem so no so. Senka wan san ni tia. Avayima. Me say me kase kama minisi yasi ankobi say bi nipa boni for beti me hwe acid agu ne so because that Lumba fan base no a grow from just a fan base to cult that Lumba no only fan base no cult following na ubeti ukasete na obi beti nya bo pass him proud that is how it went enti yonkofo bebra no omma ma Akosua ho tan a sa no omka tin legal wife no after that Lumba be sign it estate ben echapade ben the sense adiewe because akadi no cry be say be betimi akuma say wa cry ansa na that Lumba
of course
it is that alone actually say man no nim the oil me sometimes when I look at the woman no matter fallout or said that Lumba on any fall out cry what you say still na ope that Lumba same if any external influence be ene shema Akosua tia ideally minjiri say mame na pese etumagufi bia yesu abonte pese si me I suspect influence against her will but yeni eboa ene on pese obeja me aboa wa ebeja omu at this point material moment okay wenye made that is how I feel sometimes so share woman na any other even in nyoma because if say yes that Lumba e de nyoma we nyina ye ma Akosua Serwaa na wan ka hwe because of public figure abonten so for oti o na so pin no ma beka pin no meka no oba se bisa nyoma we nyina nim se me de asem bi ba even o nyina so crowd de ba ebegu nanim asinti ma mia ma no all this yes ye na che se sa na no na waka to no samre obetimi aka to mama busuafo e de esena ma no or the beba out external influence I suspect someone or say it's about time I want to be taking a revenge. I am sure say ma Akosua Serwaa oto no or reflect here obenya nka wan pursue asem wo court ne. I feel say onya no hu bi but say nkofo be so mu a ye beje at this point in time no ohia nkofo bi omone na start at this point in time no me say even appeal you cry meeting on from him so person koi me giri se kokono nko anka mo ma asem nsi ba bies because say bi onye kwahwe apa bi obone bra kakra what you say ye kom ma Akosua Germany I think say ma Akosua Serwaa fie ni Ghana ha menya expose bia eche say ni fie ni ana say Enter here say that Lumba fee.
Say that Lumba too free hoko is
no but that is to mean say ni nyina mu no man no so ahodu ni down on your ma bi ho da
say na if you na no ne odobru ni ti Osha hokwa no mo ye wedding no. But the moment omo wari na woman ne bati honom no. Na the Lumba who say, okay, so my mene papa na me new person na mene no.
So whenever she came to Ghana, she was being accommodated by the same man. That is the bottom line of the issue. Inti Michelle, that Lumba sunya opportunity beka the why am Akosua Serwaa. Ebia yen. Then too. Another make say even normal esom abrochire obi timi made etimi sum obi na wanya waye japadiam enti me cry them in front of from spousal one hwan no near ade no what you say me fan from say osum bi wo ha esaketua bi osum bi wo ha fani so dobro ni cry and up said the moka so abeta ne sum no and that Lumba decision be o take bia o take it because the next and no man additional more than 10 years e won a life at a point in time nipa ompie nko baabia o ye secretive and waka say ade e ma ne gie e ma ne nkwa e ye nkora e na o nyini ne yesu atwabra at that point in time o no se be ohun se nkora ne namfie ho a e therapy ma no e betimi a prolong no because I have a manner se see ni so a osuso wanye skania de ade ne yere aye abrewa watwabra ana ne resu so won pese omo na obi abetena ana ma me no so aye panyini ena o se o pese akra ne namfie ho eno kra o fra adwuma ba na obehu a eno ko atimi ma ena o because onya obewo akra tena fie ho no ne yere ne so se o ma obi a betena fie ena ono a o se da bakwa me hu free me ho se nsuo to na ma bedru ma driver bedru me fie gate ano na me pe obi ntimi fro bia ma ni bebia mere nso e wo so ababrewa na mia me se si me di me suit aka me wa krakra na fie ho a enti owu wasadi no hu but imagine enti decision bia obeteki bia na two onim se de onim mamamre eni mamanie e ogana ha at least oni ahemfofo anam enti on take decision bia abra onim se so oni ho a ho sunsu aso beba nti onim de enti okopanyini bia ho ode no dobroni ko nyansani bia ya dia onim nyansa se da embe yese ona onim nyansa wo ye dead because wo wu nti sabia osona to form onim de enti a ode abayiwa ni gijaye because se me enti na na munti minka obana sema me di ne gija na da chi me ni ho a and I'm also say there are two types of marriages. Customary marriages, which is traditional one if you didn't. You see, you what the idea is, the coffee. I'm going to do my energy.
Hey, maybe I'm there. Oh, first of all,
I wouldn't. Anyway, boys are taking to stream. I'm on a bright day, and you're my eba. Yenji.
O say ama.
Manji awahami.
Ane.
Emra say first inti me pacho mo amudi emotions any feeling ekasa no me pacho emra ye ni universal law your law according to obia jurisdiction enti ade applicable in German no enya applicable ha ye wo emra na ye de bebu a e bia sa asemwe e different country a ye ji mama Akosua Serwaa enti emra enye global ye de situation any jurisdiction ena ye emra bi enti ye emra ne say apart from say de nsa ebebe fie abeje oba traditional abusuafo agi atum the law also recognizes another form of informal he said semene diner at the same room adansidiefo nim say mene ne da sorry yakoba yetwa taribom ye nenam ye de nsa so ekom ye show public display of affection na sa dansi ebem o simi nioma we o perform wifey roles sa semsia we will treat her as a wife, a woman, it is simple. Nobody grant me and prove it. And Sunday and cry now based on number 2 type of customer imagine. Or you're entitled to everything, spousal right to be and I say you be entitlement here. Ain't it Niyamuno, or yam pena or dream. But Emramu dear, Emra say, you're funny because period of time on in a time, you're into me pacho a book any evidence na they can say emotions enti say who a hono no do ha we Pentecost near emba ho Methodist ni emba mrem Oh yeah, one ni na the odobro ni tear to that Lumba. No friend in Pena or religion more. Me pacho it's not the court. One for shrine. And that's one court one the court none. What I said. So me pacho. Yeah, sure, and you may be a part. We are not here trying to say, yeah, I'm protecting whatever or whatever. But what I'm saying is, everything Lumba did, he was intentional. Those girls now notice he was also intentional about protecting or mummy, or acknowledging Obia role in his life. I believe, say Nyankopon Emma that Lumba 50 years ideally. It may extend there because there was a certain in crano when prayer didn't attempt no. Or you're intentional about it because a therapy man, a healing process, healing process, and I couldn't so about be Brian Fio. You know the love for cry. Say be a topan, ye do a sing. Topa a de won ye and ye energy and ye do. Mistake mistake dropped me back. It's about and I was my now problem. No, it's me. Topa na ye de won and you want in